Yipper dipper doodles, it is 1:45 in the afternoon, and it is June 26th, Wednesday, and it's a slaying day. All we do is slay all day. You know what I say? Drinking that water, staying hydrated and focused. This video is titled, "Forgiveness is Key to Success." Yep. You guys, this is a good word. I'm really pleased that you're here. Thank you for being here. My name is Kimberly Ponce. This is the Kimberly Ponce channel, where we speak about awesome things literally all the time. And you know, it's just one of those subjects where, you know, forgiveness is not always easy. But in fact, it takes strength, and you might even find yourself trying to forgive somebody or some event or circumstance more than once. And God understands that, and He has patience. Haven't you noticed how gently persistent He is whenever we're kind of having a hard time forgiving someone or something? And I feel so pleased to come across this word today because I really feel like everything's really falling into place, and it's very led based, and so it just is beautiful, and I really appreciate your time. So may this message uplift you, and whoever's on the other side of the screen, may this encourage you and comfort you, and bring you on the path of divine destiny that Jesus has for you, and the purpose. So with that said, you guys, it's like I have plenty of honest things to say about forgiveness and my own I feel like I'm personally specifically having a hard time with this specific aspect, but I know forgiveness is good, and it's it really is for ourselves, isn't it? When we forgive an unfortunate event that hurt us, or when we forgive a person from our past, whatever it was significant enough for us to crawl back into our little, so to speak, turtle shell, and that's where we feel safe. And if we don't come out, in my mind, I think sometimes, okay, if I don't ever, my heart will never get broken if I don't give my heart to anybody again. And I was even kind of reviewing some journals and journaling entries, and it said, I will never let myself fall so blindly in love again with a person, ever again. It was I acknowledged to myself that I was I let myself blindly fall in love with somebody, and then I saw in my journals I'll never let myself do that so blindly again. And I kind of commend that, because it's I'm allowing myself to realize in the future there can be love still, of course, but I'm also aware of how I don't know if I want to use the word naive, but because love is what you feel, and if that's what I was feeling, then that's beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just wasn't reciprocated, and so that's why it didn't work out, and that's my personal stitch. And for other people, there might be it might be hard to forgive a family member or a past coworker. There could be something romantic in your life too that is currently blossoming and or kind of coming to a fizzle. It's beautiful how we're all living these lives with different trajectories of different mileposts of relationships, because we're kind of all here together, and sometimes some of us are experiencing the best love of our life, and like seeing others being like blessed with like beautiful relationships, and it's like then at other times you see that person when they're single, and then their character building, and you see the chapters. And so I have to appreciate that this is a chapter in my life. And for you, if you're catching this vid and it's like a chapter of being single and solitude and isolation, or happily together with somebody, it's like there can still kind of be heartbreak or reason to not forgive, not feel like wanting to forgive, and feel a reluctance to open up again and feel like there's a chance, another possibility of love. And so that's kind of like what I was realizing with myself. I kind of convinced myself that if I don't ever give my heart out again, it can never get broken again. And it's like, okay, but like, it's like, okay, like, that's what I'm saying for now to protect myself, and that's fine, I guess. However, Jesus doesn't want us to live like that, and he has some really, really awesome things to say about how to maintain friendships and kind of keeping an equilibrium, because I feel like that's what life is sort of about, isn't it? It's like, despite, even if you're just single or with your like a partner, it's like when you're single, you're trying to find this equilibrium where you're focused and productive and energized and feeling fulfilled and accomplished, and that you're achieving things. And then you kind of want to carry that same energy when you're with another person, and like say that's a partnership. Now you have two equilibriums that you're trying to float. And when it's like two equilibriums, it can kind of be like this like beautiful like ebb and flow of sometimes contrasting equilibriums. And like that's what's so beautiful about relationships. It's like people working together, but it's like these different energies, but they're like working together. And it's like that's what's so beautiful about like beautiful partnerships and healthy connections. So God wants that for us. We have here in Philippians 2:3, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Let's read it one more time. Philippians 2:3. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves. That's beautiful. Thessalonians, this one is 1 Thessalonians 5:11. Therefore, encourage one another and build one another up, just as you are doing. What I'd like to point out right quick about these first two verses of today's vid, y'all, and you're awesome for being here, by the way. Looking dank, looking good. Look at us being super cute and following along today's messages and today's Bible verse. This message is meant for you, boo. So, love you. Thank you for being here. What I've noticed about these two top verses, it's about teamwork. Have you noticed that? It's like, because it's like, it was like what I immediately thought. I was like, kind of like when you're kind of like pointing out other people's strengths. It's like, rather in humility, value others above yourselves. It's like, oh, like I see that you're very compassionate and you're really good at memorizing other people's names. That's really cool. I've noticed that about you. It's like kind of like building and like speaking life into people. I like that. And it's about what I'm seeing from these first two verses. It's like Jesus values like interdependence. And so we're kind of like leaning on each other. So it's like we're not meant to do this life like alone. Like we're meant to like actually have like connections and friendships where we speak life into one another, and we build one another up, just as you are doing. 1 Thessalonians 5:11. Therefore, encourage one another. I feel like that's basically that's what YouTube is. like especially the blogs following the word and Bible verses and messages, and for those that are like studying Bible verses on YouTube. It's like, it is about encouraging each other, because it's like, here's vast information that's widely powerful, and this is how I played it in my life, and here's a couple of viewpoints that I see it, and then boom, I post it, and that's like a connected dot that fits the puzzle piece for somebody else in the world. Like, somebody in Australia could like make a post that like totally heals and really ties up some loose ends emotionally for somebody in the Philippines. Like, that's what I honestly like really, really appreciate about the algorithm in YouTube, and all of us getting to kind of see and hear and learn each other's viewpoints. It's really awesome. Like, wow, we live in quite the time, don't we? What a time to be alive. You guys, what is this last one? This one's good. This next one here. Above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. So beautiful. Oh my gosh. So I'm really pleased to be sharing this word today, because I guess sometimes I get so dark in my mind, and like, I can appreciate certain ranges of independent thinking, but it's like, this is really uplifting and powerful, because I guess I felt justified in my reasoning and reluctance to not want to forgive, as does anybody, I suppose. However, when I see a verse like this, above all, keep loving one another earnestly, that is such a beautiful reminder that love is so powerful that it covers a multitude of sins. So I like that specifically, and let me tell you why. Because it's like, when in doubt, just love. When in doubt, just love. Like, you don't, like, you can love people from a distance. You can love people but not associate with them. You can love your enemies, pray for your enemies, but not, give away information. You can come to a, what do you guys call it, a anniversary, family reunion, or like an awkward dinner with the in-laws, and it's like, you don't necessarily get along, but when in doubt, you can just be loving. And I like that, and I think that like that'll even work with self-talk and stuff in the future, because it's like, I know in the future I'm going to make mistakes and be disappointed about something that didn't go how I planned and how I expected better of myself. And I just like know that, because I'm really hard on myself and I expect a lot out of myself, and I'm actually extremely ambitious, and I have big dreams and big goals, and I have very high bar for my agenda. Not agenda, that sounds scary. I have a very high bar for my creative goals and passion. It's like wildly exciting. And so I know that sometimes I have an idea of like what it means to me to do performance arts, and then if I do that in the future and then it doesn't go as planned, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a hard time forgiving myself, or have a hard time taking it easy on myself. And that's one of my biggest hurdles personally for me. I don't know if you've ever like struggled with being kind of strict with yourself like that, but I can just be like, love yourself. Like, you put this beautiful production together, and like, you're doing this for the sake of art and humanitarian like joy and peace, and like arts and performance arts and illustrative arts, and like all kinds of culture, and respecting the timeline, and respecting like the arts. Basically, I'm like obviously obsessed. And it just means so much to me when people have something they want to say and they put it in either like in their own self-released production of a painting, or of a dance choreography, or a play, or anything. It means so much to me. And so that can be encouragement for others as well. Like, encourage everybody, like if you're having a hard time even practicing self-kindness and self-positive talk, you can be like, I know that I'm gonna continue to earnestly love others and love who I am, because I'm an image created in God's image. I'm a creation made in God's image, and so I might as well love every part about me, even if some parts are shadows that I don't necessarily always want to acknowledge. And it's like this even beautiful ability to hold the good and the bad of ourselves and be at peace and be at the equilibrium again that we were like kind of talking about earlier. It's like that equilibrium. It's kind of like the yin and the yang. And just like a little fun fact, you guys, I don't know if I told you, like earlier this week I rearranged my bedroom a little bit and like Googled and researched a tiny bit about feng shui and how to like make your room feng shui. And I basically am breaking every single rule of the feng shui, but it's all good. The thing that it mentioned that I thought was very interesting is like the books apparently have books in your room can hold a lot of what they call yang energy, which is like very active, vibrant energy, and it can kind of like disrupt peace and slumber. And so that's why they recommend removing all electronics. I did take out all of my electronics out of my room except for when I film right here. Yeah. So you guys, when we're able to love ourselves and continue to love earnestly with others, we're holding like this really beautiful, like able to walk the tightrope of seeing the good and bad, but then like floating above all of it and loving, continuing to love earnestly. Since love covers a multitude of sins, 1 Peter 4, 8 through 10. You guys, and what we'll finish with for today, and I love you so much, is one who forgives. This is Proverbs 17:9. Oh, I love this one. Oh, this one is so good. This one gets me. One who forgives an affront fosters friendships, but one who dwells on disputes will alienate a friend. Proverbs 17:9. I feel like I'm constantly filling up the Brita water filter in the fridge and then like putting water in this. I feel like I'm just like, that's my day, is like hydrating. That's good. These are good issues to have. So when we, you know, we forgive others because God forgave us, and we know how to love others because God first loved us. So if you're unable to forgive, then it's really, you know, the saying, I'm sure you've heard it before, like having somebody else drink a potion, but then like you're dying of the poison. Like you might as well like drink the potion of the poison that is like literally consuming you and filling, and like bitterness is no good. Bitterness will like eat away at the bones, and there's some Bible verses on that. That like bitterness is what leads to like brittle bones and like losing. Bitterness is like the beginning of the descent to evil, I'm pretty sure. And that's why resentment is so scary, and why we have to pay attention and honestly prioritize our emotional health to make sure that our heart posture is in the green, and we're open, baby, and we're loving, and we're non-reactive, and like God's got our total dime covered, and like if it's God's will, it's God's bill, and we ain't stressing over here. We're God's children. All of our needs are covered. It's such a beautiful reminder to forgive, and above all, keep loving one another earnestly. And the forgiveness is key to success. And it's not just giving that person success because you forgave them, baby. It's giving you yourself. And I know everyone drills this point home that forgiveness is for the individual themselves, but truly that is the key to success. And I'm so pleased and honored to be able to give this word to the lovely gentleman or the lovely sweet gal on the other side of the screen, because once we forgive, that's your catalyst to success, sweet thing. Because honestly, you're opening up space for new to come in. And I pray that God is with you on that path, an exciting adventure. Yeah. Forgiveness is key to your success. You guys, I love you so much. That was a really, really beautiful time. I really appreciate having this platform and that people are actually watching and enjoying it. It blows my mind. So I love you guys so much. Stay tuned for more awesome content. You know it's coming down the pipeline. Stay safe. Stay blessed. Stay chosen. Peace.